Hey everybody, so we have Christmas coming up and I wanted to show you how to make a Paracord Christmas tree. So what I've already done, I don't have any colors that have red and green and white all in one, or red and white in one, so I'm just going to have to do this with just plain old red. And if you've got Paracord that goes with the holiday colors, then feel free to use that. But I've got 6 feet of red here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure about 4.5 inches from the center point, which is right here. I've already found the center point. So I'm going to measure my paracord here at 4.5 inches, which we'll say is about right here. Alright. So now that I have the 4.5 inches, what I want to do is I want to flip this over so that my center point is down here. And we're just going to act like there's a buckle. You know, the paracord buckle, just like these here. We're going to act like there's a buckle sitting right there. So we're just going to flip this over right here. So now you have, basically under my thumb is where the buckle would be. So to start this off, what we're going to do is you should have something that looks like that. You've got your center point. Oops, sorry about that. You got your center point here. And then you have 2 strands of 4.5 inches. To start this, you're basically going to pinch here and do a cobra weave, or a Solomon's. You're going to do the right over the center, just like that. The left over the right. You're going to go around the back and through this loop. Now these loops here, you want to make them as small as possible so that you don't mess up your length. Because when you're pulling this tight, you're going to try to do it in a way where you don't pull any of your length through. And if I did that right, I should still be right around 4.5 inches. Actually, I'm right at 4.5 inches. Perfect. Okay, so that's the first thing. So you do a Solomon knot right at the top, and you're just going to repeat that 3 more times. So right over the left, or I'm sorry, right over the middle, right here, left over the right, pass that behind the back, and go through that loop. And pull that nice and tight. And then just repeat that again. Right over the middle, left behind. You know what? Yep, I did. I did the wrong one. So if you start with the right over the middle first, then you got to do the left over the middle. Otherwise, your whole thing will start to twist. So I did right over the middle already. So we're going to go left over the middle, the right over the left and behind, and through the loop. Alright, so that was number 3. Alright, so we're going to do one more. You got your right loop over the middle pieces, left over the right, and then behind and through this loop here. And pull that tight. So this is going to be the base of your tree. Okay, so now flip this over so that the base is at the bottom. Now what you're going to, actually, nope, go back, I'm sorry, I step ahead. So now you're just going to do basically another cobra, and this is the bottom of the base of your tree. So do another cobra, so right over the middle, left over the right, behind and through. Now don't pull this tight. This is going to be your first level of your tree. So once you have that, now you can flip this over. Alright, so once you're at this point, you're going to do a length that's about 3.5 inches. 3.5 to 4 inches, which is right there. Okay, so you've got, now if you've spun this around, so you did your cobra this way, spin it around 180 degrees that way. You're going to take your right over the middle, just like that. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. So you take the right over the middle. Now you take your left, you go over top of that left one, alright, and bring this behind the back, gets kind of confusing here. And then you're going to take this and come up through this loop right here. Alright, so just get a quick look of that. So you've got your cobra here. Start by, twisting 180 degrees. And then you're going to spin it around to where it is now. You're going to take the right over the middle. So it's this one right here. This one right here. Over the middle. And just lay it down. And then you're done with it. You're going to take the left piece. Go over that right piece. Behind the back. And then up through this loop right here. And pull that one tight. Now the ones that you want to be tightening are the ones on the top. You want to be pulling these, not these. Otherwise you're going to be making these too long. So what you can do is with your thumb, hold this cross section right here, and then, well, it's kind of hard to do, but you can just pull those top ones tight. If you pull really hard, you'll get them tight enough where they won't move. Now this will slide up and down. Okay. Alright, so that's the bottom one. Now this will slide up and down, so you just want to position that, I don't know, I'd say about a pinky, leave about a pinky's worth in there. So that's step one. Now, flip it back over. You're going to do another cobra. Now, I think I explained that pretty well on the first one, so I'm going to kind of go through this a little faster so I can get this done in under 10 minutes. I'm not going to cut any of this out. I'm not going to go away and come back. So I'm trying to get this done in under 10 minutes for you. So you do your cobra, flip it over. Alright, go right over the middle, left over the right, under the middle, and you should have a loop on your right side. Go through that loop. And then adjust your loop so that they kind of, make a triangle. You're trying to get up to a triangle right here. That should be good. Alright, and push this down. You're going to make 4 levels. 1, 2, 3, 4. And like I said, I've got about 6 feet of paracord. I think that should be plenty. So right over left, left over right, or under right, and through this hole, do your cobra. Alright. Flip her over. Now start with your right again. Go over the middle, left over the right, under the middle, and through your loop. And get that pulled nice and tight while still keeping your length the correct length. There we go. Well, this one's a little misshapen, but we're going to get the idea here in a minute. Alright, so now we've got one more left. So, another cobra. Or Salomon, some people call it Salomons. I always mess up and do just the cobra, but it's actually both. Alright, so the top one's barely going to have much anything of a loop there, but it's still going to have a loop. Right over the middle, left over the right, around the back, and through the loop. Now this is the part you want to make sure you get nice and tight. Whoops. There we go. Alright, so pull this one real nice and tight. Alright, so you can kind of see we've got our basic Christmas tree. Now this loop looks a little taller, so what we can do is we can adjust these, because these will slide up and down this centerpiece here. So there we go. We can move this one down a little and tighten it up. There we go. Alright, so it's not the best one I've done. I've got a couple of these on our tree right now. And let me grab the scissors here. There we go. Just gonna snip the ends just like a regular bracelet like we do. And singe the end, hopefully without burning it. Get that pressed in there. That one looks pretty good. And then just do the same thing on the other side, and that'll lock everything in so it doesn't unravel on you. If you've got kids, these are real easy for kids to do. I had this idea. I saw a video, because this, you could actually make a dragonfly out of these, so that's where I got the idea for these. I saw a video of some kids making some paracord dragonflies, which is real simple. I mean, if you cut these two out right here, you've got your wings, and you've got the body and the head and the tail, and that's your dragonfly. But anyways, there you go. That is, well, this one isn't the best one, like I said, but you get the idea. This is the Paracord Christmas tree ornament. So all you do is grab one of your little metal hooks, stick it through there, and you've got your Paracord Christmas tree ornament. Hey, thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to subscribe, and I thank you very much for doing that. And I will see you tomorrow.